Never again. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sure I had the skill to pull this off. I do really believe that my gaming abilities are pretty average, so as someone who somewhat cares about completion rate, I actually backed up my PS3 and disconnected it from the internet, in hopes that if I fail miserably, I'll just delete my account with my shame on it and no one will ever know. The thing is, I actually changed my mind pretty quickly afterwards, because I guess I wanted something to push me. I started by beating the game on normal difficulty with auto-aim off. Now, I played with auto-aim off because that's how you play New York Minute Hardcore mode, but first I needed to unlock it. To do that, I needed to finish the game once and beat the regular New York Minute first. New York Minute is an arcade mode in which you start each chapter with 1 minute on the clock and you add time by killing enemies. Normal kill will add 5 seconds, headshot is 6 and melee or explosion is 10. It took me a couple of tries to beat it, with only the last chapter on chapter 14 taking me a few attempts, but it was a really good exercise as I actually did learn most of the enemy spawns this way. After finally unlocking New York Minute Hardcore, I actually did something else first. Beat the game on New York Minute start to finish again. Now, I did it not because I was bored, but because New York Minute Hardcore is essentially New York Minute, but for the whole game. To complete it, you need to beat the game without dying in one go. No saves, no backups, no exploits, nothing. And the whole game takes around 4 hours if you know what you're doing and skipping all the cutscenes. Oh, also you're time limited, but at least you can carry over the time you saved between chapters, something that actually made this run doable for me. On my very first attempt, I failed in chapter 4. There were a couple of cars that exploded and one enemy survived, but I couldn't see him, so I panicked and instead of shooting the last standing enemy, I shot Passos, my companion NPC. By the way, you will see this as the recurring theme in this video. I mean, to my defense, he saw me embarrassing myself, so I couldn't just let it slide. On my second attempt, I died because I just made a couple of mistakes in the beginning of chapter 6, so nothing special. My third attempt though, now that was a good one. I made it all the way to chapter 13 and got caught in Last Man Standing with the grenade launcher out. Let's just say, it didn't work out for me. Last Man Standing, by the way, is a feature this game has and you should avoid it by all costs. When your health gets to 0, time slows down and you have a few seconds to shoot the enemy that shot you. It's very unreliable though and only works if you have painkillers available. By the way, I didn't make it back to chapter 13 until I beat this challenge, so you can imagine the frustration. Attempts 4 through 8 were all on the same day and in all of them I died pretty early on. On the first attempt I died because I was 1 millisecond too late to kill an enemy while jumping from the water tank in chapter 4. Next time I managed to play so sloppy I just straight up died in chapter 3. On my 6th attempt I missed one enemy in chapter 4 and he went out and killed Passos. My 7th attempt was pretty good and I made it all the way to chapter 8, but again failed to kill an enemy on time, so guess what happened? If you guessed that he killed Passos, you are correct. Told you, it was a recurring theme. My 8th attempt, which, again still same day, I died again in chapter 4, this time because Passos glitched into me while I was shooting, and guess what? He died. God damn it, Passos, I hate you so much. Finally, after 4 failed attempts on the same day, I decided that I'll try one last time and no matter how it goes, I'll just go to bed after I die. So this didn't work out, because I actually beat this challenge on that very same attempt and went to bed at 4 AM. I had a couple of close calls, but it was pretty solid run overall. I mean, I did practice chapters on New York Minute and score attack mods between each attempt to find better strats, and that made a huge difference for me, and in the end of the day I'm gonna say that it was hard, rage-inducing, but so satisfying when I finally managed to beat it. After beating New York Minute Hardcore, I went back, got all the collectibles and miscellaneous trophies and beat the game on the highest difficulty, which was honestly so easy for me because when I got to this point I was freaking Max Payne master, and because it had checkpoints I felt like there were no stakes. Like even when I died it would be just whatever, reload checkpoint and try again. Like for real, gaming wasn't the same for me after beating Max Payne 3. No difficulty feels impossible anymore as long as the game has checkpoints. Getting to level 50 in multiplayer was a different story though. In the beginning my friend helped me, thank you Martin, but I actually had no patience for it and quit for 3 months until last week Rockstar announced that they're shutting down the servers this September. I had a hard choice, let it go unfinished or actually grind it out. I'm kidding, that was extremely easy choice, there is no way I would let this one go, not after everything I went through. Because the quickest way to level up in multiplayer is to replay chapter 4 part 1 repeatedly in New York Minute mode, that's what I did. Finishing it would take me around 3 minutes per run and I would get 1000 XP. Sounds good, right? Wrong. You need 619,500 XP to get to level 50, and when I went back to this game this week I only had 300,000. Through the sheer power of determination and the Platinum podcast, I powered through it and managed to actually finish it in a span of 4 days or about 20 hours. That was 0 out of 10 experience though. Like seriously, I would not recommend, unless you don't value your time. I was just in way too deep to back out at this point. On 24th of June 2021, I finally got my last 2 trophies on Max Payne 3, for reaching level 50 in multiplayer and the Platinum itself, and honestly, that's really cool. So was it worth it? I mean, yeah, I don't see myself doing something like that ever again, but I am super satisfied that I actually pulled this off. I guess I proved to myself that I am as good at video games as I am at writing scripts. Wait, no, never mind, I'm actually terrible at this. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button to support my channel. Subscribe for more gaming and trophy hunting content, and as always, thank you for watching, and have a good one.